All right, guys. I'd like to show a couple different things that I do a little bit in the fighting world, and that I actually used to do in grappling very rarely. That seemed like a good idea at the time, honestly, but looking back, make significantly less sense in a grappling only context for the most part. And that's going to be the rolling leg attack, which I was first inspired to do by watching Masakazu Imanari, a legendary Japanese MMA fighter, leg lock innovator, leg lock user, and all-around ninja. And basically, the Imanari roll is a great way of connecting from long distance and threatening to bring the fight to the ground and sometimes directly into a finish. The reason I would recommend against doing this in grappling is not because every now and then you can't get it to work against someone that, generally speaking, doesn't belong on the same mat as the person who's being successful doing it, or two people who are less experienced, but because I don't need to do this. You're hitting an Imanari roll, guys, because you're trying to mitigate some of the striking range. If we're actually grappling and no one's allowed to hit you, you might as well walk up, go to a single, go to an underhook. Here's what I mean. So if we're up on the feet, good grapplers don't grapple from this far away. There's no, if I'm like doing this type of stuff, and again, short of like Jordan Burroughs who can take you down from far, but again, even the best wrestlers will always touch you. It makes a lot more sense for me to become comfortable sliding into the legs, attacking, and then if he pulls that back, like cool, we can drop into a leg attack if you so chose. But I would strongly encourage everyone watching this and anyone not watching this to legitimately practice wrestling and judo rather than continuing to try to edge around it. If you're a blue belt, white belt, purple belt, I get it. Black belts that have been training for 15 years, they still can't wrestle. It's a little bit embarrassing, if I'm honest. So anyway, if we come back, the standard or base Imanari roll functions like this. Adam's got his left foot forward, I have my right. What I'm going to do is the Imanari roll takes me to the saddle. This is distinct from the roll that I attack against BJ Penn, which is designed to take me directly to the 50-50 and specifically the backside 50-50. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk, I'm changing my level. My head's going to the outside, my arm is going to the inside. I'm looking to get as deep a connection with his leg as I possibly can. And I'm dropping into his butt. Passing his foot and attacking. And in the passing of this, you can grip the toes, try to place them in your armpit. You could grip the ankle or the Achilles, depending upon how specific you want to pretend to be about this. And you could get a hold of their toes, which again is the trick. The reason that I'm not as big a fan of this one, and it's fine, is because you're definitely head kickable as you do it. It's less of a concern in grappling, but as I mentioned before, I wouldn't find myself doing this too much in grappling against top level opposition. So if we come back again, if you're over here, do me a favor, bring your left leg up. I'm like, oh no. There's a direct line from his foot to my face. Does that mean that I can't do this? Certainly not. People are punchable and kickable all the time, and most punches and kicks miss, thank God. But basically, there is no defense there, and I am dropping my head very quickly, which means that if you do that with your leg, I am headbutting it about as hard as I reasonably can, and there's a good chance I get knocked out or badly hurt. So it doesn't mean it's not a good move, but I do have to be careful with it. So I walk. I'm pulling his knee out in this case, which is generally what I prefer to do, to try to open, because the combination of the torque on the knee and the toes will expose the heel. And again, if we come back, we scoot this way a little bit. If I were to do this and Adam were to turn, I would try to cut him off at the 50-50. That's a personal choice. Other people who prefer the saddle may go a different direction, but I feel that that's a good answer. So if we break this down just a hair further, I'm eventually landing in the saddle, blocking here, and bumping his hips back, very similarly to how we would execute potentially a double leg. There's only so many ways to knock a human being down. You're pretty much saying, hey, stop it, and then shoving me. Like we've all had a friend. If I had a buddy that was kneeling my Adam this one like that, and he can't step back as he did, he's going to tumble over. That's what knocks this guy down. So walking, do stuff, Imanari, look away, point because you're cool like that, and finish.